You are live. We're here a few minutes early just to see if anybody's joined us before the appointed time. I am sporting I can't even read it. What does it say? Exercise your brain. This was one of the Genius shirts.
Ah, nice.
For the one-to-one program.
Is that one you picked up at the mothership?
No, these were for employees only. Over the years,
oh, really?
I picked
Nice.
up a number of shirts.
Mugged a guy in an alley while you were waiting for Macworld Expo.
I don't think they were supposed to resell them, but they'd pop up on eBay because they would get a lot every time Apple was doing a new product or some promotion or whatever. Employees would get new shirts, different sayings.
Nice.
So I
am wearing a the Tick shirt, spoon. So apropos
nothing to me.
Nothing. Yes, I kind of figured. The Tick is why April and I met. My wife and I met. If it wasn't for the Tick, we would have never met. Yes. I'm not going to go into that here, but
does it?
Yeah. It did kind of set the tone for our entire wedding. It just set the tone for our entire marriage that we met because of a cartoon. So I'm happy about
that. All right, we're getting ready. Oh, I don't even have any of my, or do I? I have the right things open, apps running. Be ready to count this down. Get everything going here. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, 65 Scribe. Is that a new?
Nope.
A new viewer?
Oh, 65
Scribe.
Sunny but cool in London. It is sunny but cool in Florida. Well, actually, semi-sunny. It's rained for 5 days in a row here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it is nice and cool.
Yes.
We can enjoy that for maybe another week or so.
And that'll be
it'll just be hot and humid. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, all things DG. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And let's see. We're almost there. I'm going to play this because this is a reminder for somebody. This is a reminder. Did you get the reminder? I can't tell.
Yes. I got the very, very subtle hint, James.
We talked about the, I guess, ideas of graphics that could be floating around during that countdown. But what about music? We could
just do the same one that we're using for the.
That's right, our own music. Actually,
I could just do the acapella version.
We should do the intro of the podcast. Would probably be the best thing to play, right?
Oh yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I don't know if I don't think it's longer than 30 seconds. I think it'll fit in there really well. All right, well, so I'll do the soundtrack.
All right, and then I just need to do the floating graphics. Oh, rats! That reminds me. I meant to bring my Cairo blanket in from the house.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next time.
All
right. Should we
let's begin.
All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 568 for April 18th, 2021. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
You were just saying you did purchase one of those Cairo blankets.
I got the Cairo blanket. It is so awesome. And I forgot to bring it out here to the Mac attic. So I have to do that
because
next week.
You're using it at home. Still.
No, actually, my main kind of wrap up blanket when I'm cold in the living room is a giant tortilla.
A giant tortilla, yeah.
Yes.
Aren't they brittle? I don't.
If you throw them in the microwave a little bit first,
yeah, I have often trouble just wrapping a burrito, let alone a John.
No, it is great. It is a 6 foot in diameter giant burrito blanket. It is awesome.
Very nice. Lots of cool blankets.
Absolutely.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everybody in the chat. We've got
I've got some people we've not seen before.
Yeah, some new folks. People have to let us know from where you're chatting.
Andy Collins, 65, scribe, all things DG. Mr. Allen, Chris Logan, Scarlet Swordfish, Trina, Conrad. Nice. Did I miss anyone? I hope I didn't miss anyone.
So, good morning. Last week we talked about the possibility of John sharing with us a little experiment with his quick take cameras.
Yep.
How did that go?
Well, it is kind of going. So a couple of things. My quick take 100, the flash does not work. Don't know what's wrong with that one. But the bad thing was the 200, I had left the batteries in, and so I had to clean up some corrosion. That is cleaned up, but also I'm going to have to figure out a different way to secure the battery cover because again, this is a problem we're all facing now, and that is plastic getting brittle. So
it's like the tab broke or something.
The little tabs broke. Yeah, they were very tiny tabs to begin with. So, and that battery cover is actually under quite a bit of pressure to hold the batteries in the way that one's designed. Not a problem with that with the 100. So,
okay. So it's still in progress.
It is still in progress.
Okay. So instead, we're going to what?
I'm kind of glad. Yeah, I'm kind of glad because we would have possibly missed the Macworld for this month in 1991, and it has a very interesting article in it that we're going to talk about.
It does. A cover story about a company and an effort that I had no recollection of. I guess while significant for a very brief period of time, it was very brief. And so it missed my attention when I was, I guess, 20 years old. Wasn't particularly paying attention to each and every Macworld magazine. So we'll get to that later as part of a Time Capsule, April 1991. Let's see what else we got to mention here at the beginning. I think that's about it. I think we'll be right back with some eBay finds. All right, let's see. Let me.
Oh, hello.
Share it to everybody.
Honeybee JPN. Klaus. Hello, Klaus.
Let's put us off to the side there so everybody can see us. See our reactions. That's a big thing on YouTube. Reaction videos. Yes. Where people react. They play things and they react to them. I think there's even reaction to reaction videos, if I'm not mistaken. That might be a thing. Maybe one day we will be honored and people will react to our reactions. Maybe we should react to our own reactions. What do you think about that? We could play.
I do remember when we almost kind of did that. We didn't we replay like our first episode and commentary it at the same time, or did we?
Did we do that? Like just play it in real time and
yeah,
crack wise and make fun of ourselves?
I think we may have MST'd our own first episode.
Oh,
if not, maybe that needs to happen.
For the YouTube video live stream. All right, you ready to go?
I am.
Okay. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the eBay finds. But last week we had 3 items. We should recap how they did. The stunning JLPGA limited edition PowerBook 170 was being sold by our good friend Jimmy in Dubai. I bet he's pleased with the results of this sale. You want to venture a guess how high this one got?
I do not. I'm sure it's going to.
I forget what the starting bid was. I think it was. I think I can look it up here. I think it started. Yeah, it started at $29.99. It got up to $7,877 after 20 bids.
Fantastic!
Let me say that again. $7,877.
My goodness.
Probably, I'm sure, setting a new record for this model of PowerBook. Fantastic. All right. And what else? The LaserWriter Plus. Still available. Buy it now. $199.99, or you can make an offer. And finally, from last week, the Macintosh 2 FX with Radius Rocket sold after 20 bids for $739.
Whoa. Holy cow. I knew the 2FXs were popular, but that's something else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get with this week's auctions. You remember the Test Drive a Macintosh campaign? That was the campaign with the original Macintosh where Apple allowed you to take one home, give it a whirl.
Pretty cool.
See how you like it.
How long did you get to play around with it? I'm guessing like
3 years. No, I don't know. I didn't participate in this program, but there've been many materials that have popped up over the years that were evidence of the campaign. I have the poster. The poster is horizontally oriented. It's got the mouse and the glove, the famous driver's glove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got the audio cassette. I've got some pins, square pins. This I have. If I've seen it, I don't remember, but the brochure, I don't recall seeing this one ever listed. So this caught my attention. Being offered here is the Macintosh Test Drive brochure, 1984, rare. Let's see, what does it say? It says 16-page brochure, part of a larger campaign effort to get all of the new Yeah, I'm not going to read this description. It's messed up. Anyway, get Macs in the hands of people. It says many other items were made: pins, posters, audio tapes, floppies. Yes, and I have all that stuff, along with numerous magazine ads. Also included are some random Apple paper items, so you get a couple other things. Let's see if there's pictures of that. There are photos of the brochure over on Mac Mothership. And so you got the cover there with the gloved hand operating the mouse, and then some, looks like you walk through and it shows you how to do various things like attach the keyboard cable and the mouse and switch it on. And it's just a very short brochure. My guess is it goes along with the audio cassette.
Yeah, it's hard to just, kind of think to back in the day when you would have to tell someone how to use a mouse, because this is, most people have never seen a graphic user interface at all. I still remember the first time I got to play around on a Mac. I was back visiting my high school, and you're just like in wonder at this amazing device with this amazing screen and input. This really, talk about kind of reaction videos, would be really interesting if you had somebody who had never seen one before and was only used to old computers, and then plop them down in front of one of these.
Right. Well, there it goes. Well, buy it now, $100. No make an offer. Ships from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay. And next,
this is really cool. All right, this is a vintage 1987 medical graphics micro loop 1100 spirometer. So it's basically what we've got here is we've got a repackaged platinum Apple IIe into a single case. And you've got a 5 1/4 inch floppy, one of the platinum ones, and it looks like it's got a space for a second one. What's kind of cool is so you got the pictures and you see the front of this thing. It looks really nice and professional, but they do also have one with the lid off, and you can see it's basically just a bunch of shelves that everything's sitting on. So having that front plate really helps make it look like a single unit. But yeah, if you look in the back, you can see the whole platinum Apple IIe is just sitting in there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this was obviously some sort of medical thing at some point. But so this is the cards that are in it. It's got an 80-column card with RAM expansion, an Apple Cat 2 modem, an Apple Cat expansion card for 1200 baud, micro buffer 2, a disk 2 card, and interactive structures, a 113, a 16-channel AD card. One was used on the space shuttle. That's a nice little interesting touch. A Titan accelerator and a Titan 128K RAM expansion. So yeah, the case holds Apple IIe with no lid, 5 1/4 inch drive, a 9-inch mono monitor. It also has proprietary electronics for handling, measuring, and interfacing. It's a breath sensor. Let's just say it's a breath sensor.
Yeah, there's the tubes there. I guess you would breathe through them, and it would measure the amount of air you're able to breathe in and out.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this has it's kind of cool, but it does also come with a pretty high price, and that is $4,995, $99.95, free local pickup in Bossier, Texas. So yeah, buy it now, but there is a make an offer. Pretty neat looking.
It is.
It takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, I love the attention to detail on the front.
Yeah,
integrated.
Yeah. It looks
in there with the color matched metal. I would assume it looks like some pretty sturdy metal cabinetry.
Yeah. And the platinum itself looks in pretty good shape. You know, the 2E itself doesn't look too discolored or anything, so pretty nice.
You got to imagine that this was used in a pretty clean environment. Not subject to the ravages of the environments. I'm looking, and I guess this top down. You can see there's a little bit of a gap there. I wonder if that closes up if you push that keyboard, the Apple II in there.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because you can see where it looks like again that 2E is just kind of sitting in there, so it could just be a matter of just pushing it back slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really interesting stuff. Yeah, a lot of creative solutions. Forget about how long the Apple II was around. I bet instruments like this were extraordinarily expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
because of the
also
Apple II, but because of all the other stuff. Yeah.
Looking at the inside of this, it looks like they could have routed most of those ribbon cables through the slots that are there if they had wanted to, and actually put the lid on. But maybe they had it off for air circulation, because that is a lot of cards crammed into that 2E.
Yeah.
So maybe it's for a little ventilation.
Cool.
Very new. Very nice. Yeah.
All right, and finally, a calculator, but not just any calculator. This was, the Braun products were often cited as inspiration to Apple products. Steve Jobs was fond of these, the simplistic design of the Braun calculator. And at one point in time, there was a co-branded Apple Braun calculator, the Braun ET55 Apple logo calculator. And I know we've done an episode on this.
Yes.
I know we've talked about it at least, maybe done a full episode. And it says here, according to the description, it says it was stocked in the Apple gift shop in 82 and appeared in the Apple Collection Lifestyle catalog in 86, 87.
How much did it run back then?
Gosh, there's actually a link to the catalog entry in the Apple Collection, and I guess I could
okay.
go ahead and bring that up here.
Well, you keep talking. I'll go ahead and bring it up.
Oh, I'm bringing it up right now.
Oh, okay.
We're going to find it here. So this is the Apple Collection catalog, and of course, chock full of good stuff. Kind of pricey, a lot of it, because it's premium items. Apple did not skimp. And let's see if we can find the calculator. A lot of these things we've talked about. Many of these things I've never seen for resale. Right? Like some of those really cool leather items. Did I pass it? I don't know. We got a lot of 80s wear. We're getting close. We're getting close. Where is it? There it is. The finely designed Braun calculator has an 8-digit display, 4-key memory storage, battery operated, comes with a protective travel case, $80, which is a lot in 86 to pay for a calculator.
Right. But not as much as...
And there's the case. So it comes with the case, the one we're talking about. And they want a cool 4Gs for this thing, $4,000.
Well, I've heard of Apple tax. You throw an Apple logo on something and it brings the price up. But yeah, come on. Just for a comparison, if you want to get a very, very similar model, the Braun ET66, $66. Buy it now.
But there's no Apple
eBay.
logo on it. Yeah.
No Apple logo on it. No.
Yeah, but these are very, very rare. Of course, 4,000 is, I think, a little silly to charge for something.
Yeah, right.
It's rare. It's still just a calculator.
Just does not add up.
Yeah, but boy, if you could pick up one of these, at a lower price, it'd be fun to have one. It is something that I do not have in my collection.
Oh, wow! I'm actually very surprised.
All right, I'm buying it.
It's your turn. I bought that $12 thing the other week, so it's your turn to buy something now off of our eBay finds. Go for it.
Okay, let's see here. Let's move on to our topic of the day, and I'll manipulate some windows here.
Bring up my notes.
All right. What's going on? So I'm playing around here. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. We're going to look back in the time capsule through archive.org, Macworld, April 1991. The title here, Special Mac Clones. After 7 years, Apple has competition for the Mac. And quick note, you can see the return or the address here. The NASA Library in Ames Research Center, Moffett Field, California.
That's pretty
place
cool.
I've been many times.
Oh, really?
Nice. Well, not the library, but I've been to Moffett Field many times. It's a real interesting place in Silicon Valley. I've used to travel there quite a bit. Hope to return. You see clones stamped all over the issue. And John, you ran through this and picked out some things you want to talk about. I think we'll go to page 25.
Yeah, with the PDF page.
Macworld Expo 1991, world's largest computer flea market.
Oh, I just this it's interesting. So I mean, so Macworld Expo had been going on in what, 2 locations every year at this point in time, right? They had the one in New York
Boston. Mm-hmm.
and the one in San Francisco, um, and of course by the time I first got to go, and that was several years. What's the first one you got to go to, Macworld Expo? Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay. Well, and just what the three that I went to, the first one, like the main
you
floor,
went to 3?
Was it 3 or it was? I know there was at least 2 that I got to go with you, but I thought I got to go to 3. Either way, it was a huge shift between pre-iPhone and post-iPhone.
Oh yeah.
And the pre-iPhone dealer floor area was in a way a lot like a giant flea market where you had all sorts of peripherals and stuff I've never seen before. Large format printers. It was so interesting. And then afterwards, it was just all apps.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine back in '91, when the desktop publishing was really, really, really catching on, just how much fun it had to be to see all the different video projects, all the monitors that were being, all the stuff that was, ridiculously expensive for your average user, but this was all for professional stuff. So I think it would have been a really great time to be able to go to one of these.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can see the listing of special hardware solutions, and keep in mind that back then this was the time you targeted all your releases for this moment. You weren't going to get you didn't really have the internet, wasn't really a thing, and this was the way to get the word out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We're going to go to page 34.
34. So I saw this ad for a couple of Crystal Quest, great game. Cassidy and Green, just it's one of my favorites. I had not actually run across Mission Starlight and Sky Shadow, and I thought perhaps next week, not to jump the gun, but I think we were going to talk about this. We're each going to grab one of these games, and we're going to talk about this next week, just because I'm interested to see what else Cassidy and Green gave us.
You and I have never played either of these games.
Correct.
I've never even heard of them.
Right, but they are both on Macintosh Garden. So if anyone else, kind of if anyone wants to play along, grab a couple copies and try that. Okay, Scarlett has given us said that Sky Shadow is great. So nice, good to know.
And that's what you're playing. Which one am I playing?
Mission Starlight.
I'm playing Mission Starlight. Okay.
Yeah.
It says quitting Mission Starlight is Mission Impossible. Interesting.
Ooh.
All right. And let's see.
I also had something on. Oh yeah, so page 61. There was actually a couple of different cards that I saw leafing through this that do nothing but data compression, like on the fly data compression. The Macintosh 2 was being used for desktop publishing. Well, all those files take up quite a bit of space. So what these cards did was provide on the fly compression, decompression for all your hard drive stuff. Obviously something that's not needed anymore. I do believe there were even, like in Windows, there was like a software option for doing something like this, wasn't there? That did kind of decompress your data.
I don't know, but that's impressive when you talk about the level of integration to do this on the fly, transparent to the user.
Yeah. But of course, being a hardware solution, it didn't like take up your actual processor cycles or anything like that to try to do this. So this one here, it's like general purpose data compression. I also saw a couple in there that were specifically for JPEG compression and also lossless graphics compression. So I just, this was an interesting time when hard drives were still crazy expensive compared to storage space.
Yeah. And this is being sold by Pinnacle Micro, which makes optical storage. So aren't they also eating into their own sales by offering something that requires less of their other products?
Well, I'm sure the price, they don't list a price on here that I see, but I'm sure
Well,
it
it's
was
called
not
the
cheap.
gold card, so I can't imagine it's too cheap.
They're just softening the blow right there.
And
Just,
look at that
hey,
thing.
just
It looks like
heads
it's
up.
actually painted in gold.
Well, I am probably pretty sure that is. I
Or
would
does that
think
mean
they're
that's you need to hold like the American
You
Express
need
gold
you need
card?
yeah, that's it exactly right there. Yes, you need a gold card to be able to make the payments on this.
Wow, interesting. Okay, well, let's get to the cover article, the cover
Really
story,
interesting cover article. Yeah,
and that's
it's
about it. Send in the
Send in
clones.
the clone. So when I first saw this cover, I'm like, oh well, it's clones. We've talked about clones fairly recently.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started reading the article, and it is not about the clones we all know, because of course this would have been way too early for this is pre-authorized clones. Um, and it's got this is not an April Fool's joke, because of course this was the April issue. But
how many
so
times
it's
do you
talking
think
about
the? I was gonna say, how many was this the first of how many times that somebody used the send in the clones?
right,
Title.
yeah, right, yeah. They all copied each other on that one, didn't they?
Yeah. Ha ha. Anyway, I'm sorry.
All right.
You were
Anyway,
saying
so yes, so New Tech. I had not heard of the company. You hadn't heard of the company.
no.
So yeah, this is one of those things where they were trying to. If you watched, what was it, *Halt and Catch Fire*, where they're trying to do the clean room ROM copy. This is a similar situation. They were trying to do a clean room ROM, their own ROM for the Macintosh, and they did end up with something that was semi Mac compatible, but that doesn't talk. This is before they've actually even released any products. They're talking about what the company is going through to make sure that whatever they released was legally sound, and that would not, be just shut down by Apple immediately. I think what finally did shut them down was just the difficulty of the task. And again, like I said, they never actually made anything that was completely Mac compatible. There was a very interesting quote in there, though, and it, according to Michael Spindler, Chief Operating Officer of Apple, it is not a question of whether Apple will license its operating system, but how it will do this. So, so there's some nice foreshadowing right there.
I think we'll in a future episode go more in depth on New Tech and the products they
Yeah,
eventually did come up with. They were very
right,
short-lived.
right. Yeah. So I did look on the clone article on Wikipedia, and it does mention that only one company, New Tech, managed to produce semi-Mac compatible computers in the early 1990s by partially re-implementing System 7 ROMs. And yeah, they released two products labeled the One and the Duet. So another thing that that's got me thinking about this, though, because they do also mention, of course, the not in here, but on the Wikipedia article, and we've talked about the Brazilian 512K clone that was totally unauthorized, and they just copied the ROMs. But it got me thinking about the Amiga bridge boards. I don't know if you were familiar with those.
Well, of course the Amiga ran the same Motorola processors, right?
Yeah, but they had these bridge boards that would let you run. Basically, you would put your ROM, your Mac ROM in there, and be able to run Mac software. And
okay.
I'd be very interested to run across somebody who's actually gotten to try this. I was looking on eBay to see if there were any Amigas out there that had one of these bridge boards in there, but I couldn't find one. But it would be very interesting to talk to somebody who's actually dealt with that.
Well, we will revisit the New Tech story on a future episode.
Absolutely.
Maybe even bring in the gentleman that's cranking through the clone history, Steve Mac 84. Hopefully he's that's on his radar. He's going to cover that as part of his YouTube series. All right. Well, that was April 1991 in Macworld magazine. All right, let's get to some news. Get to the news. Let's see what we got here. And ready to go?
I am ready.
In 3, 2, 1. We got through March with no event. Thankfully, we'll have one before we get through April. Apple has announced an event they call Spring Loaded. It will be on April 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific. And look at that little graphic there. Look at the little stylized Apple logo.
Yeah.
What does that show you? That just
can they continue? Kind of spring.
Well, it is a spring.
Yes.
And so there's it's both a spring in a mechanical sense, but in a spring in a season sense.
Right.
And the stylized Apple logo has the 6 colors.
Yes,
they
very nice.
To live on.
I have to say, I really love all the different Apple styles that they do for their different events. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's got. Yes, and it does. It looks like an E on the bottom. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if that's like a subtle hint of something with an E in there.
Oh, you see the E. There's a C.
Yeah.
And a CE. And
they're re-releasing the Apple IIs. This is it. This is proof. There's going to be a new 2C and a new E. Fantastic. I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Well, lots of rumors circulating about what might be announced. So can't wait to see what happens. Over on Hackaday, an article titled "A Faux BBS Gets Software Onto Your Vintage Macs." Wow. Did you see this, John?
Only when you sent it to me. This is a brilliant concept. Yeah.
RetroBridge BBS. Software runs on your modern PC. Allows you to connect retro computers up to it and download software using terminal software like you would back before the internet. So it kind of simulates how that might all go down. Here's a screenshot of it using Z modem to connect to it.
The one thing I read that basically, and what this will do is if there's like a link, say on Macintosh Garden, this will actually go as a go-between and actually grab it off the internet and then bring it over to your system, or is it software that is it files you already have to have on your PC?
The way I read it is
the host PC parses requests from the retro PC over a serial link. Okay.
Right. So it's a little complicated because you got to have a modern computer, but then you have your old computer connected via serial. So there's sort of a go-between, but it allows you kind of a cool way. Of course, there's other ways to do this, right? Just file transfers through some other methods, but this simulates how it might have been done long ago. An interesting little project there, and all of it's available over on GitHub. I guess they probably have all the source code and the executables and everything out there. So check that out. Over on 512pixels.net, this is Stephen Hackett writing about the Mac chimes of death. It's got a little bit of attention, even hitting Gizmodo. It is a compilation of the death chimes. The death chimes. Now, what are the death chimes? We all know the familiar startup sound. We play it in our intro to our podcast. But then there was a set of tones that the Mac would play when it was acting
very
up.
Creepy tones, some of them.
Yeah. And so there's a compilation of them. I don't know. Let's see. Did you hear that?
No.
It's not piped in. I thought I had it all. Huh? It should have been still piped in. Whatever. Anyway, so you'll have to go blame yourself. I didn't have this all set up to stream the sounds. Why is everything so complicated? Anyway, yeah, there are some cool sounds out there.
Speaking of sounds, did you get the link I sent you for the group that did the acapella versions of Macintosh system sounds?
I did.
Which you probably also can't bring up because you don't have a browser set up for this, but maybe next time.
I did see that. I didn't actually watch it yet.
Oh.
Let's see if I can do this on the fly.
Sure thing. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, look, I can do things. That's the Macintosh 2, the Macintosh 2CX. All right. Macintosh 2FX. They're all very similar, right? I think a little fuller as they go along. Probably a few more bits to work with there. Macintosh LC. Oh,
there you go. That's the one. Oh.
And the Quadra AV. That's pretty cool. I could get with it. I think if you loop that, there you go.
I think we have our startup music for the.
That's some good stuff right there.
There you go.
You loop that, you can really make something from that. Wow, the PowerMac 6100, 7100, and Performa 6100 is literally a crash. And then what is this? Some random Performas made this sound.
Random Performas. That's my cover.
That actually, we could use that. I'd need to set up a soundboard. And
right.
We have to deliver some bad news. Like, unfortunately, next week, John is attending yet another geek event of unspecified nature, and we will not be recording the podcast. There we go. And PCI Day.
Ending it with a rim shot, though, kind of ruins the effect on that one.
That's just like, what is that? Glass breaking?
Glass breaking, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a quick one.
That's cool. All right, let's see. And I think that was it. Was that all we were going to talk about? Yeah, that's all we were going to talk about. All right. Anyway, 512pixels.net is where those sounds were all put together. Okay.
Oh, nice. Scarlet Swordfish mentions that years ago they tried to make
maybe you'll be done
with song in GarageBand out of all the chimes of death.
With your quick take experiment?
I'm sorry?
Right? Is that the plan?
For next week, I thought we were gonna do the games.
Are you there? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I lost John.
Did I lose you?
Lost John.
Can you not see me? I'm here.
Don't hear him.
I hear you. I hear you.
I don't know if that's just me.
Just you.
Does he hear me? I don't even know. You hear me? Does anybody in the chat hear
Can
John?
anyone hear me? Am I all alone?
We can hear John. So it's just me. That's
all right. So if somebody could just transcribe everything I'm saying to James, that would be great. Thanks. Hey, do you like my screensaver? This is a MacDim. If anyone's never played around with MacDim, it's a great screensaver. So while we're alone, hi everyone. Oh, he's back.
Still can't hear him. Let's check.
Still can't hear me.
My mic is set up. I'll speaker. I think I must have. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. You know what it is? I'm going to have to unplug my microphone.
All right.
Because it's functioning as my sound out.
Merp. Meep. All right. So, of course, what I'm going to have to do is as soon as he thinks we're fixed, I'm just going to have to talk and not actually say anything, just move my nose.
Well, you did say you can hear me. I'm going to go. I'm going to try something different here.
Hey,
we'll
see here.
My sound.
If he just brings up the sound on the YouTube feed, he could possibly hear you with a very crazy delay.
I've lost.
Hello. I'm going to keep talking, so he can possibly hear when he can start hearing.
Very difficult to record this last segment.
Yes. All right, you guys.
Let's try. Let's turn this off.
And you get a Mac. And you get a Mac.
All right. Do you hear me now?
All right. I still hear you.
I hear you now too.
All right.
So I don't know what happened. Because I made that little audio switch so we could listen to those sounds, and that all still worked, and then just somewhere in the middle of there it all stopped. So anyway, all right, you ready to record?
Yes. All right. So anyway, next week we're going to do the games, correct?
Oh, that's right. Next week we're doing the games.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. I am not being recorded now. Or no, let's see. Let's see if this will work. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to start that over. It's all messed up now on my end. Let's I gotta make an adjustment here.
Stopping.
All right, let's do it again. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, boy, we had all kinds of audio problems there. That's crazy. Which isn't a big deal when we're just sitting here, you and I, but when we got a whole room full of people watching us flail about, it's very embarrassing.
That's okay. It led to some very, very
funny. It's funny now because I don't even hear you. I stopped hearing you again.
Because
of the nonsense that's going on.
Well, you know what?
I think I can fix that.
I wonder if he's still getting the recording.
Because I think I know what's going on.
Okay.
Let's try this.
I'm gonna just.
There we go. Now I hear you.
Hear me? Okay. All right. Great. So shall we start this one more time?
No. This is good.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to say that this whole situation led to some very, very funny comments by our peeps.
Were they trying to diagnose it for me?
No. But
all right. Well.
All right. Yes.
Next week.
Yes. We're going to do those games we talked about.
Yeah, we'll do that. What were those games? Mission Starlight and Starlight Mission Surprise?
Yeah, Starlight Mission Surprise. That's the name of my K-pop band.
Starlight Control? What was the... I lost... I think they just did a random draw on, space keywords back then. The names. We'll try those games, report on them.
Yes, we're gonna try those games. I am going to play Sky Shadow, and you're gonna try Mission Starlight.
And if I can harness the power of my computer in this setup, we might even be able to play them, or at least show them a little bit.
Absolutely.
Live.
Bring them up in Basilisk 2 should be okay, right?
Yeah, and see if we can stream the video and audio.
That sounds awesome.
If everything cooperates. Sky Shadow, thank you. Sky Shadow and Mission Starlight.
Sky Shadow and Mission Starlight. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody in the chat for joining us. Next week, we'll see you. And until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right. Gosh, I don't know what happened there. See, I've got, in order to pipe all the sounds, I've got all these virtual devices set up. Normally it works pretty well. But that on-the-fly switching, I think that's probably what's things started to unravel when you're hijacking or piping virtual devices and then switching the configuration on the fly. But again, it worked, right? We played the sounds. We were still connected. And then just like that. I think what happened is I pulled up that video is what happened.
Yeah. I figured that's what it is when you reconfigured for the.
I'll try that again. Let's see what happens.
Oh, sure. So yeah, Scarlett mentions that if the games don't emulate well, again, oh my. But Scarlett.
The audio ins and outs. But somehow I just lost
behind me
again.
And have it playing.
I don't hear him. Weird. Let's see if I can get him back through a different audio channel.
It's always fun talking to you.
There we go. There, I got him now.
All right, you can hear me. Nice.
Yeah.
So yes, Scarlet Swordfish mentioned that if they don't emulate well, they may not emulate well, games. But if that doesn't work, I'm just going to put it behind me here. I wish there was a way I had an easy way to just import video, like directly from an old computer. I may have to look into that. I know somebody on that I met at Kansas Fest that she does streaming of old games. I'll have to see what her setup is. I'm sure she'll share with me. Oh, are you there? Can you hear me?
If you don't hear from me, it's because I'm doing audio experiments.
Ah, okay.
And I'm still messing around. I don't hear you. So we're gonna.
All right. Well, Scarlet Swordfish, I'll just plan I'll plan to run it on a 68K Mac, and then if anything, I'll throw one of the 68K laptops behind me or something and try that. Yeah. I know Dark Shadows has a hard time running, or not Dark Shadows, Dark Castle. Doesn't really. I've had issues in emulators with that one. So I'm glad for the heads up on that.
All right. Well, I have to sign off. No matter what I do, I'm messing around. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everyone.
Hopefully hear you too.